Bom dia. Tá tudo bem? Bom, muito bom. This is my Portuguese and Brazilian people. That's good morning. Everything good? Good. So today we're going to install the Sharkwerks exhaust on the car. But the first thing we're going to do is turn the car on so you can hear how it sounds before, and then we can do one after. All right, now we're gonna back this thing up on these ramps that I got from my buddy Larry. Larry can't help me today because he's unlike me. Larry works a full-time Monday through Friday kind of job. But he did loan me these ramps, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Larry. Huge shout out. They are Rhino ramps. So Rhino ramps, I think I read that they each one can hold 3,000 pounds. Stop dinging. So 6,000 pounds between the two ramps. The car doesn't even weigh half that, so should be no problem just driving it back on. And we have this has all-wheel drive, so I should be able to just put it in reverse and drive right onto the ramps. We're about to find out. Hopefully it doesn't slide. If it does, plan B, we'll jack the car up using the floor jack and then just put the ramp under the tire. But hopefully we can just drive onto them. So I gotta laugh at myself. I'm gonna leave that whole clip that just happened in. So when I was backing up, of course I was a little anxious and I was trying to be careful because I don't want to drive off the ramp with too much force. I was babying it, and then actually when I got it on the ramp and I stopped and I got out to look at it, I was like, okay, I need to go back a little bit more. I got back in the car and I put it in neutral instead of reverse. So I stepped on the gas and rolled forward. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? Yeah, I was in neutral, not reverse. So I had to do it all over again. These ramps, that little nip they have on the back is nice because once it gets over the hump, I didn't have to use the gas pedal at all. I used the gas pedal a little bit to get it started going up the ramp, but once it got going past the halfway point, it just rolled. Just taking my foot off the brake, it rolled. This is for people with PDK or automatic or Triptronic. With a manual, yeah, you're gonna have to feather it, the clutch and the gas to get it up there. With the PDK, I just put it in reverse, just let off the brake pedal. So it went on just fine. And when it got, like I said, when it went after halfway point, it just rolled by itself. And then, the good thing about those ramps is I hit the end of it. It's got a little wall, like a I don't know, like a speed bump, whatever you want to call it. And I felt when it touched it, and the car didn't try to go over it, which is great because then I just put it in park, pulled the emergency brake on, got out of the car and looked at it. Sure enough, that's exactly where it is. It's right on those. I didn't quite put the ramp perfect on the driver's side. The passenger side is fine. Let me show you this driver's side. This is almost comical. And no, I'm not gonna fix it. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. So driver's side ramp. Yes, the tire's hanging off just a little bit, but it's mostly on the ramp, so it'll be fine. Passenger side, it's completely centered like it should be. I'm not gonna take it off and do it again. I'm gonna leave it right there. For today's purposes, all we're doing is we're just changing the exhaust. And why am I? You can lay on the ground and do this. This is why I'm using the ramps. This is how much ground clearance I have. Easy to get to that center muffler. Super easy. Very, very easy to get that center muffler without removing the rear bumper cover, without getting all stressed out. Now I'm sure, yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I can touch it, but it's almost hot to the touch. So I'm gonna let that cool down again, and then we'll get cracking. All right, Murphy's Law number 1. I get the car up on the ramp, I'm ready to start working, and then my wife says, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna go get some stuff, and she leaves. So now I got this giant space that I could be working in with the car, but I already have it on the ramps, so to hell with it. I'm just gonna work there in my spot like I planned originally. So let me set the camera up, and it's cooled down enough. We're gonna get started and just start taking out this center muffler. Should be relatively easy. The only thing I'm worried about is this hardware, those bolts. Not so much the bolts coming out, I have new hardware, but the studs breaking off, like what happened with the side muffler. Right side muffler, I had the upper one. The bolt would not let, it was seized on there, wouldn't let loose until finally it just sheared off. I hope the same thing does not happen on these. So let's get to work and hope for the best. All right, so real quick, we read the instructions, and the instructions still do start by taking these off, and then after you take those off, you take these off here, the sleeve, and lastly you pull off this. It also tells you to use a pry bar. It tells you to remove the tips, and to loosen the there's brackets that swivel on the side mufflers, to loosen those so you can swivel it out of the way. But looking at it, I think once we disconnect it, I think we can drop this straight down. I do have a pry bar, so I can pull this flange up over these studs. These studs are pretty long. Besides that though, I think we can do this without removing all that other stuff, so we're gonna give that a shot. Alright, so let's get started. I'm gonna try to put this at an angle where I can work and you guys can see what's going on. We're gonna start on the right side first. Start with the 13. And get our arms off that table. Oh, that's gonna be a challenge. Well, that's one less bolt. It's not even there. I didn't even know that was missing. Well, that's good. It's good to know. Well, things did not go as planned. Kind of sucks. I was really looking forward to doing this. This is actually an easy job, but a couple things are going on. One, I don't have the right tool to do the job. I'm missing one tool, actually two. And there's some issue with corrosion with some of these bolts. So let me just show you what I'm talking about, and we're not going to get this job done today. It will get done. I'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, so this is the driver's side. You can see this hardware has been replaced. Some of it has been replaced. I don't know what reason. Oh, I replaced it, duh. For the side mufflers. Yeah, that's right. When I replace the side mufflers, you got to replace those too. This one is the original, and you see how corroded it is. So the passenger side, the right side, when I looked up in there, well, the top bolt's completely gone. The lower bolt is corroded badly. The top bolt is actually, now that I remember, it's the one that I broke when I did the side mufflers. Trying to remember why. Oh, you have to take that off because of the bracket. That's what it is. Yeah, you have to take that off because there's a bracket. You guys see this arm right here? This bracket goes to the side mufflers. So that's why there's new hardware here. There's nothing up there. And this one is, it's supposed to be a 13. I could get my socket on there, but as I turned it, it was stripping. And it's really, 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 really badly corroded. And if I keep messing with it, I think I'm just gonna round it off, and then you're gonna have to cut it, and it's just gonna be a nightmare. So we're gonna leave that alone. Damn, I hate this feeling. You know, when you got everything ready to go, you're ready to go out and party, and you're all dressed up, and then everything gets canceled. That's what it feels like. I got my S wrenches, or half moon wrenches, whatever you want to call them. I've got my drill with the adapter on it for the sockets. Got my torque wrench over there. I've got Allen key sockets. I got my pry bar. Got the new exhaust, and we're just gonna put it all away. Womp, womp, womp. So at least let me show you what's in the box using the GoPro, because I did find my GoPro, but we're not gonna talk about where it was. So in the box, I'll show you what was gonna be installed and will be installed here in next week. This beautiful, beautiful Sharkwerks X pipe. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to mount it today, but it will be mounted hopefully Monday. All right, so yeah, I'm bummed and disappointed that we're not going to be able to do this ourselves today. But my background is aircraft maintenance, you know, working on planes for a living. And one thing I know as being a professional mechanic for airplanes is sometimes you have to take caution when you work on things and make sure you don't do something called induced maintenance. In other words, you start something and it gets deeper and you create a bigger problem than you originally had, just because you were stubborn and you wanted to change something yourself when you knew you probably shouldn't have. This is one of those situations. It's not an intimidation thing. It's I know if I try to force this and try to get that screw off, I'll probably get it off. But there's a pretty good chance that one of two things is going to happen. Either one, I'm going to round that nut and then we'll never be able to get it off unless you cut it off with a torch or something. And then in that case, you're going to have to take it to a shop anyways. Or number two, I snap the bolt. It does come off and it snaps the stud in there. And if I snap the stud, in that case also you will end up having to take it to a shop. So let's just skip the headache and the heartache and just take it to the shop. You know, it's not my preferred thing to do because I like to work on things. I like to make content for you guys in the video, but we're gonna take it to the shop and let them do it. There's a local shop here in Portland called Matrix Integrated. I've taken this car to Matrix for every service, everything like oil changes, things that I don't want to do or can't do myself. I take it to them and they've done a great job. This is a no-brainer. I'm just going there on Monday to get oil change and PDK fluid service change and the all-wheel drive system fluid gear oil change. So we're just going to add this to the list. That means I won't have the car an extra day. That's no big deal. You know, I've got other ways to get around. So yeah, I'm bummed, but you know, sometimes paying for a service is better than creating a headache for yourself, you doing it. If that makes any sense.